Okay, Panther Cubs, today is Friday of week 19. I'm going to read the questions, then you'll pause the video to do the work. Then you can unpause the video and continue to check your work. Okay, number 1, what is 28,365 rounded to the nearest 10,000? Number 2, 6 times 3. Number 3, my pack of gum cost this much money. I gave the cashier $1. How much change do I get back? And number 4, Amaya had a total of 48 books. She was putting them away on shelves. Each shelf can hold 6 books. How many shelves will Amaya need in order to put away all of her books? All right, so if you didn't finish with the UPSC, please pause the video and get the work done before you continue watching. Okay, number 1, 28,365 rounded to the nearest 10,000. So I'm going to start by doing my HTO chart to figure out which digit is in the 10,000s place. And I know that the comma is where I separate my houses, and my thousands house is here. So I'm going to underline the digit in the 10,000s place. So that's the 2. So that tells me that it's either 20,000 or 30,000. We still can't see that. Okay. I move to the right and circle it. 8. 8 is a green number. Green means go, so I'm going to go to 30,000. Number 2, I'm going to allow you to do on your own. Number 3 has a lot of information here. So it says my pack of gum cost this much money. So first I'm going to figure out what my cost is. Okay, that's not my answer to the problem because the question doesn't ask me what's the total cost. So I'm going to figure out cost first. So I have quarters, dimes, nickels, pennies. So how many quarters do I have? I have 1 quarter, which is 25 cents. And I'm going to cross it off so that I only use it one time. Now I'm going to figure out how many dimes I have. Okay, your dimes are your very smallest coin. So I see, if I'm looking at the size, I see that this one is smaller than all the others. So I have 1 dime, which is 10 cents. Now I'm doing nickels, which are the ones, out of the ones that are left, are the ones that are the lighter color, because remember the pennies are the copper. So a nickel, I have 1, 2, because those are both shaded dark. So 2 nickels, 5, 10. And then that leaves me with the 2 pennies, 1, 2. And 2 pennies are 2 cents. Now I'm going to add it up. You could also count on 25, 35, 45, 46, 47. Or you could just do the addition. 5 and 2 is 7. 2, 1 and 1 is 4. So the cost is 47 cents. Now, the question says, if I gave the cashier $1, how much change do I get back? Okay, remember the change is getting money back. It says that right there in the problem, getting money back. So I give that cashier $1, okay, which is more than what it costs. So I know that I paid extra money. If I want money back, that's subtraction, okay? So I'm gonna do what I give minus what it costs to figure out how much extra I gave. And then that's going to give me my change. So to do this, we're going to start in the pennies column. We're going to circle where we have more. Well, there's more on the floor, so we go next door to borrow 10 more. No one's in the dimes column, so I'm going to go all the way to the dollars. I'm going to take my $1 and I'm going to trade it in for 10 dimes. 10 dimes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $1. 10 dimes make $1. I still, because I don't want 100 pennies, that's too many pennies. I still can't do 0, take away 7. So I have 0 pennies, I can't take away 7 of them. But now I have a neighbor. So I'm going to take one of those dimes, so now I have 9 dimes, and I'm going to trade it in for 10 pennies. I didn't have any pennies, so now I have 10 of them. Now I can do the subtraction to figure out how much change I should receive. If I want to check my work, I would add my change and my cost, and hopefully that would give me $1. Okay. So I know it's been a while since we've done money problems, so just kind of take your time and make sure you're looking at each part of the problem and what the question is asking you. Okay, and number 4, UPSC. Amaya has a total of 48 books. She is putting them away on shelves. Each shelf can hold 6 books. How many shelves will Amaya need in order to put away all of her books? Okay, my guess is that this problem was confusing for a lot of you, so we're going to go through it together. Sentence by sentence by sentence should be in your U-box. Amaya had a total of 48 books, so has a total of 48 books. Second sentence says she was putting them away on shelves. Okay, not really super important that I need to write it down. Each shelf can hold 6 books. Oh, there's that word each. Each shelf holds 6 books. And remember, each is my word. That means it's either multiplication or division. I don't know which one yet, but I know that each tells me that it's multiplication or division. Okay, then it asks me, how many shelves will Amaya need in order to put away all the books? So I want to know how many shelves. Okay, all right. So if I go over here, I'm going to kind of just draw a picture to help me figure out what I need to do. Okay, here's one shelf. It holds 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's another shelf that holds 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another shelf that holds 6. 1, and so forth. And I would keep going until I got to 48. Okay, another way you can do this is think about your triangle. I'm going to put my division and my multiplication symbols in. And I'm going to go each piece of information. The first piece of information says a total of 48. Well, I know that totals go at the top of my pyramid. Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Totals go at my top. Then this is my groups, and this is how many in each group. So if I know that each group, each shelf holds 6 books, then that can give me this part. Now I want to know how many groups do I need to put all the books away. So we're going to be doing 48 divided by 6. And that's going to tell us how many shelves we need. I ran out of room there. Okay, 48 divided by 6 equals how many shelves? Okay, so in order to do the division, if personally I would think about in 48 divided by 6, I know that that's a triangle. Blank times 6 equals 48. Because 48 divided by 6 equals blank. If you don't know the multiplication, you could do repeated subtraction. You could do groups. Okay, I'm going to do repeated subtraction this time because I think last time I showed you the groups. So I'm going to do 48 minus 6. So this is one time taking it away. That gets me to 42. I'm going to take away another time. That's a second time. Now I'm going to take away another time. That's a third time. And I'm going to keep going. Or I can say, oh, well, I know that I'm going to need to think, well, 30, I know that 6 times 5 is 30. So I would need 5 more groups of 6. So I'd have 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so, or you can keep subtracting if you don't know what I mean by that. I know with some groups I showed you that as just another shortcut. But if you get to something where you know the fact, you can see, okay, how many groups will it take me of 6 to get me to 30, and then add all these extra. So the 5 plus 3. Okay, and then to check it, we do the opposite. Okay, so if you did the subtraction, then you would do addition and say, okay, well, if it's 8 groups of 6 or 6 groups of 8, 8 times 6, I'm going to break my 6 into a 5 and a 1. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't see that. And I'm going to do 8 times 5 and 8 times 1. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 1 is 8. And that gives me the 48. Okay, please make sure your name is on this, date and number. Today is January 12th if you haven't put a date on there yet. And please put it in the math basket. And then if you are finished early, there are either directions on the board, or you may work on iExcel in anything that's fractions and starred.